Shalom, Israel. Shalom. How's everybody doing? If I can be heard, go ahead and put Khan in the comment box for me, please. Where's everybody on? Let me know who's all on. Normally, this would be on the main channel, but due to some technical difficulties, it's going to be on this channel, the AOC Houston channel. So a lot of our normal subscribers won't know about it. Hey, Shalom, Nehemiah. Shalom, Mike. How's it going? Missed you on the call Thursday, King. We went over the quizzes, brother. Not sure if you were on or not. What's going on with the other brothers from Chicago? Are they hopping on or what? Hey, Sister Shalom, Shalom, Sister Shalom. Yeah, we're just gonna, give it a little while. Got some people waiting for the log on, not Israel is. If you got any questions, go ahead, throw them in the chat. This is what today is for. Regular Sabbath Q&A. So, now's the time to ask your questions, post them in the chat. Khan Nehemiah. Okay. I threw it in the group chat, man. So hopefully, brothers ain't too busy. You know what I'm saying? They can hop on, throw some of the questions up here that they may have had throughout the week. So, oh, hey there. Shalom, sis. Shalom. Mm-hmm. Shalom, Sister Marissa. How you doing? If you have any questions, remember, Israel, throw them in the group chat. All your questions, go ahead, throw those questions in the group chat. Just waiting on a few more people to go ahead and log in. Sent the link out. Again, Israel, dealing colored people time. Khan, sis, Khan. All praises to hear that. All praises to hear that. All praises to the Most High. Can you, again, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the group chat. Jamal, who are the two witnesses in Revelation 11:3? From my understanding, that's Judah and Israel. Both houses. Judah being the southern kingdom, Israel being the northern kingdom. Where you calling from, Jamal? Calling. I say calling. You see, I'm so used to the Friday calls. But what city you in, Jamal? Oh, okay, Jeremy. Okay. Shalom, Mark. Shalom. Yeah, that question, that's one of those, you'll get a few different opinions on that one. That's one of those topics that brothers, revisit here and there. But, from my understanding, that's dealing with Judah and Israel. Again, if anybody has any questions, go ahead, throw them in the group chat or in the comment section so we can get to those. Jeremiah, a key to learning and understanding Revelation is to understand that it's a parable for the rest of the Bible. Books like Daniel, Ezekiel, who else? A little bit of Zechariah, Isaiah, those big time prophets, a lot of the things they spoke about is in parabolic form when you get to the book of Revelation. And so that's why it's always good to, read, the prophets, and the law and, the history again to see how the Bible harmonizes, with the self. And so you can understand, when you get to Revelation, you can understand some of the things that it's talking about. Make sense, King? Who else is on with this? In Daniel chapter 1 and 8, what was the king's meat? Was it an abomination? Let's get that. Daniel chapter 1 and 8. But Daniel purposed in his heart, but Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Yeah, so when it says that he's going to defile himself, that gives you the answer right there. Because, the unclean animals, that's what defile us, So, you can imagine that this Hamitic king, had all sorts of abominations and abominable things that he was eating and that he was feeding, his subjects. So yeah, that food was, was unclean food. And Jamal, we're gonna go over that. We'll deal with that, that Revelation 11 and 3, at a later time also, maybe on one of these Thursday calls. Get some of the other officers on there and, give their understanding of it also. But yeah, Sister Marissa, that was dealing with unclean food. Hey, Shalom, Prince, Shalom, King. Young Hawk on the line. Brother Aliyah. Aliyah, I'm sorry. It's like it, King. Aliyah, your Abba, is he at work right now? I'm good, Aliyah. How you been, man? Is it Brother Pawar? Is he at work right now? I know they got him slaving extra hard, man, on that plantation nowadays. Well, sis, got a question in 1 Corinthians 8:1. What does it mean when it says knowledge puffeth up, the charity edified? Well, because a lot of times when brothers and sisters get this knowledge, they become real prideful at times with it. You know, this knowledge, can cause people to be real prideful. The charity, edifies. You know, so go to when you read the rest of that, sis, 1 Corinthians 8, right? Um, um, when you do 1 Corinthians 8, it's dealing with the eating of unclean things, right? Because when you read the next verse, it says, verse 2, and if any man think that he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing, yet as he ought to know. But if any man love the Most High, the same is known of him. As concerning, therefore, the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other power but one. So when you're dealing with, the eating of things sacrificed to idols, there's a lot of brothers that, they have weak consciences when it comes to, like if somebody offered you turkey around Thanksgiving, it's lawful to eat turkey, but because it's Thanksgiving, brothers and sisters that are weaker in the faith, they're gonna think that there's something wrong with that, right? And so I'm gonna read verse 7. It says, "Howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge, for some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience being weak is defiled. But meat commendeth us not to the Most High, for neither if we eat are we the better, nor if we eat not are we the worse. But take heed, lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak." Because we know that we have liberty to eat turkey, right? But if you eat turkey around the time like Thanksgiving, that may cause the conscience of someone that is weaker in the faith, it may defile their conscience. Or if you, eat certain food, like somebody bring you a plate of food, right? Now, if they prayed over this food as it's, to an idol, then of course you don't eat it. But it's nothing wrong with eating the food, you know what I'm saying? But that liberty can become a stumbling block to somebody that's weaker in the faith. So That's where it says knowledge puffeth up, because you know that it'd be okay to eat turkey around Thanksgiving because turkey is lawful. But somebody that's weaker in the faith, that's newer to the faith, they might not understand that. And so that knowledge in you puffs up, that you become prideful in that. But the charity, the love that you have for your brother or sister to show them these things, that's what edify them on that. That's why it says, take heed, least by any means this liberty of yours becomes a stumbling block to them that are weak. Well, sis, that just depends. Are you celebrating? You know what I mean? Like, just because you eat something don't mean you're celebrating. You know. Now, here's the thing. That when it comes to I wouldn't say go fellowship with your family on those days, because we're spiritual people, and so we get around our families during times like Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And guess what? We start to, our spirit starts to, some of us at least, that can be a stumbling block unto us, because then we start falling for certain things, and you get to reminiscing with your family. The next thing you know, you partaking in the Christmas celebration or partaking in the Thanksgiving celebration, and that's not, I'd advise to stay away from all of that. Hey, Sharnathunya, text me out of one so I can understand what you're saying. I get what you're saying, sis. Yeah, but that's the thing. Even with that, try to be blameless in that sense. Don't even just want some food from them. Provide your own food. Do it that way. Leave it alone. Jeremiah, the next high holy day, it's Purim. Purim. It's our next day. Purim. I have to get you the exact time and date, or the exact date at a later time. I don't have it right in front of me, but a good way to always be on top of a good way to always a good way to always be on top of that is when you read Leviticus 23, write down Passover, 14th day of the first month. Write all those down. Right, you can make yourself a little calendar, and always stay on top of the new moon, because we know that the new moon begins the month. So if you know when the new moon is, then you count. You could do the count for the rest of the time. So let's look at a new moon calendar to see about where we are in the month right now. Anybody know what month we're in? Somebody let me know what month we're in. Put it in the comment section. You sure it's the 11th up? Kanawad, DEC does mean 10th. However, when did we keep Feast of Dedication? What day was it? We kept Feast of Dedication in the 25th day of the 9th month, right? And so the new moon came in when? Let's see. The new moon came in December 20, around December 20. Shar, I would say for a person that's weaker in the faith not to attend. But I mean, the discernment is on them. Some of our people, they're not spiritually strong enough to do that yet. Because the family functions we're dealing with in this instance is stuff like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah, so I think we're in the 10th month. So the 11th month is going to start around the 24th of this month, right? So that'd be, then we'll enter into the 10th month, and then sometime in February will be towards the end of February will be the 11th month. So let's see. February, around February 23rd, 11th, and then around now I'm gonna have to look at it. You might be right out of one. Yeah, we'll get into it. Ezekiel chapter 42 and 20. What is the profane place? Let's get that. Okay. I see what you're saying, Shar. I see what you're saying. Shar Nathaniel said, eat before you get to the gathering. And then you cut that confusion out altogether. You cut that confusion out altogether if you eat before you come. Let me see. Scrolling up to see if I missed any questions. I'm gonna get to that question, Sister Marissa. Sister Marissa, did you read what the 42nd chapter was speaking about, sis, in Ezekiel? You there, sis? Charlatan, the only way you can out of one is how we tried to do it last time. Your Mac wasn't allowing you to, remember? Well, Sister Marissa, if you on, remember, inside the temple, that's holy place, you know. That 42 and 20 says he measured it by the four sides. It had a wall round about 500 reeds long and 500 broad to make a separation between the sanctuary and the profane place, because the sanctuary was consecrated, right? So, you know, being that anybody couldn't just be inside the temple like that, anything else outside of that temple would be profane in a sense, like not consecrated. It's just, you know, regular walking ground, if I'm making sense, just a regular place that anybody could be. No, not necessarily. Not necessarily, sis. No, I get what you're saying, but no, not necessarily. I am the bar, sis. I am the bar. I thought I lost you for a second as I was asking if you had you read the whole chapter of that of Ezekiel 42. For the Purim, will there be an event anywhere? I'm not sure, sis. I'm sure the brothers may have something in New York. I'm sure in the respective cities, brothers may have something. But nobody's put anything about it yet. I'm sure it's coming soon though. Um, Correspondence about that. Have you read about Purim, sis? If you've read about the Feast of Purim in the scriptures, put Khan in the comment section. You didn't get to celebrate it last year, you mean, sis? When you're new in the faith, if you come in, at certain high holy days, and you don't really have big congregations around you or anything like that, you may miss out on the first couple, your first year in the faith. But I haven't heard any correspondence about um, brothers getting together in one place to celebrate it. I think it may happen in the respective cities. Come. Trooper I War. Yes, this is live. This is live, King. Khan. Um, there are two chambers for the priest. Outside the chamber is not clean because of the people that come in to get clean and to bring their sin and peace offerings. Right. So um, the the inner chamber is consecrated and the outside of it is unclean. Hey, Shar Araya, how you doing, brother? Good to see you on live again. That's every Thursday night, brother. That's every Thursday night. AOC University classes every Thursday night. But last Thursday, this Thursday that just passed, we went over a quiz that the brothers had to take the previous Thursday. So this coming up Thursday, I'll try to get you set up with that, man, so you can get on. But you couldn't get on to hear about the quiz because you may have to take that, you know. So only the brothers that took the quiz were able to hop on and listen in. Shalom to everybody that just joined us. It's our weekly Sabbath Q&A. If you got any questions, put them right down there in the comment box. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid. Both, Shar, both. You can wear the ZZs and you can wear the fringes. Let's get that. Deuteronomy. Go to Deuteronomy 22 and 12, Shar. I'm going to read it. You follow along. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, and verse 12. And it says, "Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself." So the four quarters, two at the front, two at the back. And so I'm gonna go to the concordance and get the word for fringe in that one. In Deuteronomy 22 and 12. The word for fringe in this one is gedel. And it says a tassel or a festoon or wreath. So you know the tassels, the ZZs that brothers make or sisters make. Those are the ones. Those are the ones you're talking about. The fringe tassel. Now, when you read Numbers 15, there's a different word for fringes. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's the one that has the fringes that go around your whole shirt. Brothers and sisters make them within Israel. I can get you in contact with some people that make them. If you're looking for the regular fringes that you wear around the whole garment, you can get those at a Joann's, or um, you can go online to find them. Amazon. There's a store called Michael's that has them. Where else? Amazon has really good prices on them. And I know a sister that makes the tassels. I can get you in contact with her to get you some. Yediah, you said how come the full moon was yesterday on the 10th when usually it's around the 14th? Well, you got to understand that we're dealing with a Gregorian calendar that has yesterday as the 10th, but when you're dealing with the Most High's calendar, it's actually the 14th or the 15th, when the full moon will come in. So it's a so-called 10th day, but in reality, it's actually the 14th day, because the new moon could come in on the 20th day of the Gregorian calendar, but we know that new moon signifies the first day for us, if that makes sense. No, that's not what I'm saying, Yediah. What I'm saying is that the 14th day of the month is not always going to look like that on a Gregorian calendar, because it's a different calendar. Just like the new moon. I mean, the Passover isn't going to be January the 1st. I mean, January the 14th. You get what I'm saying? Because January is their so-called first month of the year, but our first month of the year comes in around the springtime. That makes sense, brother? Yeah, we believe in that. We believe in that. We believe in regeneration. But as for myself, I don't like to, we're brothers and sisters that are new into the faith, like we tend to have at times like this on live streams. I don't like to, I don't like to sit that type of meat in front of, babies or newer people in the faith. They have plenty of time to learn about things like regeneration. But for now, it's about the basics, the law, statutes, and commandments, learning Christ, learning how to be an upstanding Israelite citizen, ready for the new kingdom. So I don't like to get into those type of topics with newer brothers and sisters that are just coming into the faith. Because again, let's go to Deuteronomy 20. I'm not Deuteronomy, but Isaiah 28. Check this out. Isaiah 28. I'm gonna start at verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Right? So when you read verse 9, it says, them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, because that's dealing with a baby. You can't give a baby a piece of meat and expect them to be able to digest it. They have to be weaned from the milk. And then you introduce them to solid foods. And as they get older, then they can get a little piece of meat here and there, because, they're able to chew that and swallow it and digest it. Some brothers and sisters aren't able to chew topics like that right now because they're still learning the basics. You know, they're still dealing with that milk. Like the brother in the chat just said, we all should believe in regeneration. Matthew 19 and 28. Now, something like Matthew 19 and 28, that's a real basic, well, at least to me, that's a real basic regeneration scripture. That's nothing that's that's too deep. But you know, Israel got some teachings out there that, you know, they'll take you all around the barnyard with regeneration. And you know, you got to be real founded in the basics and in the milk to understand some of that stuff. Matthew 19 and 28 says, and Jesus, Yahushua, said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And there's some other things that Christ talked about regarding regeneration too that are real basic. But then after that, you know, it starts to get a little bit deeper and a little bit heavy. Okay, scroll back up. Let me see. Scroll back up to where, sis? Okay. Are the zodiac signs created by the Babylonians? I'm not well versed in the zodiac. I don't want to speak on that. I'm not sure. But I can tell you this much. You know, a lot of people put a whole lot of emphasis on that zodiac. But I'm not real well versed in that. It's other brothers amongst us that, you know, have a little bit more knowledge on that. I'll save that question though and get back with you. But I'm just not I'm not real versed in the zodiac, sis. If you're just joining us, put your questions in the comment box. Why would we make you do that, Arya? Why would brothers make you do that? Change your name. No, brothers won't make you change your name, brother. You don't got to worry about that. Oh, okay. Well, that's different, huh? You asked if you would have to change your name. Now if you just want a name that'll be given, you know, spend time around brothers and brothers, be able to see your spirit, and hit you off with a different name if you request that from, some of the senior brothers. But just to make you change it off the rip, well, no, we don't work like we don't operate like that. One of the brothers on the chat said, Marissa, the zodiac is in Revelation 22, 1 through 2, Amos 5 and 8, Job 9 and 9, and Job 38. Yeah, that brother has a powerful name. And it's okay that you gave it to yourself. If you gave it to yourself, that's cool. Just walk worthy of it. Let your counsel stand above all. Okay, when you fast, what are some things you cannot do? Let's go to the book of Leviticus 23. No, we don't have classes every day, King. And Houston now. Leviticus 23 and verse, let's start at 27. Also, on the 10th day of this seventh month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. And ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before the Lord your power. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any work in that same day, the same soul will I destroy from among his people. Ye shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations and all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of rest. Ye shall afflict your souls in the 9th day of the month at even. From even unto even shall ye celebrate your Sabbath. So when you deal with the fast, right? Our foremother Judith, I'm gonna get the scripture really quick. Let's go to the book of Judith. Judith. I said Judas. Judith, chapter 8 and verse 6, and it reads, and she fasted all the days of her widowhood, save the eves of the Sabbaths, and the Sabbaths, and the eves of the new moons, and the new moons, and the feast, and the solemn days of the house of Israel. So you don't eat and you don't drink, right? No eating, no drinking. Like Prince of One West said, you treat it as though it's a Sabbath. However, you don't fast on the Shabbat. Don't fast on the eves of the Sabbaths or the Sabbaths. Don't fast on the eves of the high holy days or the high holy days, because it's even to even. Don't fast during those times, because high holy days and feast days are a time of mirth, a time to be happy. So when you're afflicting your soul, it's kind of like a time of mourning. So you don't want to fast during, the solemnities of the house of Israel, meaning those feast days and those high holy days. But no eating, no drinking, treat it like a Sabbath. Do a lot of reading, read your word, stay away from things that pull you out of the spirit, because again, you want to afflict your soul. You want to, spend that time, praying and making supplication unto the Most High. I read a lot, officer. How could I get my questions answered? Because I have a lot of questions. Well, you can do one or two things, brother. You have our email address. Feel free to send an email to our email address, and Most High willing, brothers get back to you. Or also, you have my number. You could always shoot me a text if I'm not busy, and if I know the answer, I don't mind calling you and giving you the answer or going over it with you. If I'm not, on the plantation or anything like that. Let's go to the book of Sirach, chapter 6. Nah, sis, you can't take it like that. You didn't know, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can't take things like that, The Most High don't deal like we deal. You see, he don't have that stupid human error that we have. When we see somebody do something wrong, a lot of us spend a lot of time, railing a person, you know what I'm saying, or screw facing at people for doing things that are wrong. The Most High don't look at it like that. You didn't know, That's why grace is abound, Grace teaches us to keep the law. So now you know better, you'll do better. Simple, because we all didn't know something. And this stuff I'm still learning. Brothers still learning things, and we don't want anybody to look at us funny or screw face at us, for doing something wrong. You just do it, you do better next time. You learn it and you do better. It's like riding a bike. You don't take the training wheels off right away, but as you continue to learn how to ride the bike, how to, keep yourself, sway side to side and to keep yourself, balanced, then eventually you take the training wheels off. Same thing with this, The best way to eat a burger is one bite at a time. As far as the gym goes, I would say, that's doing your own pleasure. However, brothers, we do a little working out before camp because, we're getting into that military mind state. We're going out to war and things like that. Even though it's a spiritual war, we got to be prepared for people to be carnal with us. Now going to the gym, that's your own pleasure though, Aliyah. That's your pleasure. Some brothers may look at that different, So Shah Ariyah, check this out, brother. Sirach chapter 6 or Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse 6, because you said you study a lot, you have a lot of questions, right? Peep this. Sirach 6 and 6, it says, Be in peace with many, nevertheless, have but one counselor of 1,000. If thou wouldest to get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. So that goes with anybody that you seeking counsel from on these scriptures. Always prove a friend, you know. Be at peace with many, nevertheless, have but one counselor in 1,000. So that means out of a multitude of people, you know, you may have a couple counselors, you know what I'm saying? But not everybody in that multitude is your counselor. You know, you're not going to go to everybody for, you know, questions, because not everybody has the same understanding. You don't want to be tossed to and fro. But yeah, brother. Like I stated earlier, man, you sent an email to our email to Alpha Omega Clan, and I got back with you. You know, I told brothers, you know, that I'll speak to you and stuff like that. So, brother, you got questions, man? Feel free to, because we're here to serve. You know, we're here to serve our brothers and sisters, man. You know, so if you got questions, feel free to shoot me a text, email us, give me a call. You know, it's no problem. You know, we delight to do this for our people. Now, I don't know everything, you know, so I may tell you, look, I don't know that, you know, I'll get one of the brothers or put you in contact with them so that you can ask, you know, so that's how it works, man. But for now, brother, feel free to put your questions in the comment box and, you know, we'll deal with them. We'll deal with them. It's crazy. The sister Marissa be out studying everybody. Every time she come on class, she got a million questions. That shows that the sister be studying. Shows that. Shows that. Watch this. We're gonna stay in the book of Sirach, right? Peep this. Sirach chapter 6, verse 18. It says, I'm guessing, Aliyah, that you meant Christ. Any question? Sirach 6, verse 18. My son, gather instruction from thy youth up, so shalt thou find wisdom till thine old age. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and waiteth for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon. She is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from him ere before long. Ere, E-R-E, meaning before. For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many. Give ear, my son, receive advice, and refuse not my counsel, and put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain. So it's saying be a slave to wisdom, right? You got to chase. It's personification of wisdom is a woman. So it's like you got to chase wisdom as, you know, like you chase after these women, you know, wisdom and understanding, you know. Just like, you know, Brothers get dressed, go to the club, they get the haircut, get their best fit, old Jordans, you know what I'm saying, a fitted hat on, because they going to try to impress the women. Got to be the same way with wisdom. With these scriptures, you got to chase after these scriptures as if you're chasing after a woman. It said, I'm gonna read it again. And put thy feet into her fetters and thy neck into her chain. Gotta be a slave to wisdom. Gotta be a slave to wisdom. You really want one of these headbands? I could put you in contact with the brothers that can put you in contact with the brother that makes the headbands out. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said last time, this headband was made for brothers during Passover. And so, when we got our garments made, the headbands were made also. So I'll try my best. See if brothers can put you in contact with, with someone to get you a headband made. I see one of the brothers, one of the soldiers from AOC New York is on the line. AOC Pittsburgh. AOC Chicago was on earlier. I don't know if them brothers are still here. The brother at AOC in Michigan was on. Servile work is work for hire. Work for hire. Okay. We do the work of the Most High on the Shabbat. We do His work. The servile work is the work you get paid for. The work you do on your regular 9 to 5 or 10 to 6, what have you. Servile work is work for hire. What's funny, man? The brother asks, how can I break that stupid lie that the shield of David is the star of Molech? What's funny about that? It's simple, really. For one, you got to understand that a star don't have points. Let's get that out the scripture. Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and 2. Let's go there. Follow along with me, brother. Wisdom of Solomon 13 and 2. The brother Waryala out of Pittsburgh does a really good lesson on this. I'm gonna see if I can get him to do it again on the Thursday, being that we got some new brothers that may be coming through AOC University. See if he'll do that again for us. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 2. But deemed either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars or the violent waters or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world. So the circle of the stars. So first off, that rules out that right there. Stars don't have points. A star is a ball of gas, right? So a star is a circle. And then, quite simply, I would show them some of the Most High's favorite things, right? Shar, can you tell me what the Most High's favorite flower is, King? I'm gonna ask you a question now. Sister Antoinette, Shalom. Put it in the comment section, Shariat. Let us know. There you go. You got a scripture for me? It's a lily. You got a scripture for me on that to prove that? The Most High's favorite flower is a lily. Where can I find that in the scriptures? Anybody if you know it, put it in the comment box. If brothers know, brothers or sisters, if y'all know where to find that scripture at, put it in the comment box. The Most High's favorite flower is a lily. I'll get it. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 4. No, I'm sorry. Second Esdras in the Apocrypha. Second Esdras chapter 5, verse 24. It says, and of all the lands out of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof, one lily. So, when you deal with the lily, look at a lily when it's at its glory. It makes this same shape right here. A lily does. A water molecule makes this same shape. A snowflake makes this same shape. Honeycomb. A pomegranate, when it's budded, makes this same shape. So you mean to tell me all these things are giving reference to Molech? All these creations of the Most High's favorite flower is giving reference to Molech. Kind, sister, pomegranate when it opens up. Kind. I heard, what was the other one? The turtle shell, you said? Turtle shell on his back. You know, the thing with our people is a lot of time they mock and they scoff at things they don't understand, right? The Bible has been used for evil, but we understand that through the correct understanding of it is used for good. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. The KKK tried to use the Bible. You don't throw the Bible away. You know, our people got to get out of that mind state. Prince of One West, you were thinking of her wisdom? Is that who you're talking about? I was thinking of her. I think about her all the time. You can ask, what is it? I'm not celebrating Christmas to worship other gods. When I do it, it's about giving. It's about, I know who my God is. Okay, yeah, put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. Right. My wife just asked a really good question. I'm gonna have her put it in the chat. Oh, oh, my bad, Prince of One West. I was thinking you were talking about wisdom because that's what we were just talking about. I mean, it's like that, you know. Our brothers better be about the business of studying more. Gotta be. That's why it's crazy when you hear brothers say, try to, diss the sisters the way they do when it comes to these scriptures. Um, when it comes to the kingdom and stuff like that, it's crazy. Because there's a lot of brothers that are in Israel that know they're Israel, but they won't even study. The scriptures say, study to show thyself approved. You won't even study to get it right, but then have the nerve to be puffed up and speak ill of sisters that's out studying you. Oh yeah, Prince of One West, It's already a 10-second delay between StreamYard and YouTube, and then if you're buffering, then you might you can get caught all the way in the matrix. We're gonna be light years ahead of you in the matrix. If your computer start buffering, you'll be collarbone deep in the matrix. Yep, you might as well have been 3 years behind. Did you put it in? Okay, it's a delays. I'm just waiting for it to pop up. You put it in a live chat? Okay. It was before that? Text it to me then, and it didn't pop up in the chat. Just send a text to me, because I'm getting some via text also. So. Well, sis, joggers, those leggings like that, I always thought that they're like undergarments. So you could definitely put them on under your dress. And if you're just around the house and you live by yourself, I mean, it's your house. I don't. Now if you're wearing stuff out like that out in public, that's not modest. It's not modesty. But under your dress, absolutely, absolutely. You send it? Okay. Yes, sis. Sister Antoinette, I reviewed all. if not all of them, the majority of them. I just wanted to do a standalone topic on something like that. But I think you answered your first question in your next couple of questions. My next question is what about the Christians who call us hypocrites for judging them for the same things because they say they celebrate not to honor other gods, but they know who God is. They just doing about the spirit of giving and charity. What do you mean? What do you mean, like for hypocrites for what?
How the answer you gave.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying like basically you know who the Most High is. So,
Right.
You know, and they say the same thing.
Right. Well, they're not keeping the commandments. They're not, because if they were keeping the commandments and if they were keeping the ordinances, they wouldn't be keeping those traditions. They wouldn't be keeping those because those traditions and those ordinances, those things really do go back to pagan festivals and things like that. Like Easter, for example. You keeping Easter, I don't care if you say you know who the Most High is, because how do you know who the Most High is? How do you know that you know him? Right. So you don't know him. If you say you follow Christ, you're gonna follow after him. Because one of the brothers texted me and said, his reasoning would be because you go to something with them now, and there's a way for you to try to invite them to a high holy day. Because I work, right? People go to work every day, and guess what? When I go to work, I have to deal with people throwing Christmas parties in the midst, and I'm in the midst of it. I go up the escalator. There's a big ass Christmas tree here. There's a big old wreath here, right? But it doesn't affect me because guess what? I know the faith. I know this true gospel. I know who the Most High is. So that's one of the ways to look at it also. But the Christians that are around, they still keeping this. And sure, they may think that they're keeping it to Christ, but they're not. Because you can't bring something clean out of something unclean. You can't sit at Satan's table and the Most High's table. Does that make sense? No, they definitely try to be crafty. The thing is, here's the thing. Brothers and sisters in this faith wouldn't have that problem if their families would repent. They wouldn't feel like they have to go, chill with their families on these days, if their families would just repent. Because then we could have the high holy days to do that. But, their families, because they know that Christmas isn't about Christ, but they're going to do it anyway. And so where the Most High winks at our ignorance, people aren't ignorant to Christmas anymore. They know what it is. So it's like, you know now because you've been told. The majority of the people that keep it, they've been told. They know what's up. But they don't want to let it go. And that's the problem. Because there's people out there that genuinely don't know. And so, boom. When they don't know, it's like, okay, that's a little bit of grace for that. But once you know better, you got to do better. And that's the problem with Christians. They know better, but they won't do better. I keep getting asked if I'm African or what Christian denomination I'm from because I said the Most High doesn't deal with Christmas. I don't even know how to answer these questions, these things at work. Well, here's the thing, sis. When it comes to work, when people ask you those type of questions, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, tell them, say, remember, religion and politics, and everybody in the workplace knows what that means. It means in the workplace, we don't deal with religion and politics. We don't venture there because it's a lot of emotions that come with that. However, if you say the Most High doesn't deal with Christmas and they don't know what that means, go to Jeremiah 10. Let's get that real quick. And we ain't even got to read all of it. I'm gonna just show you one, quick way to get people thinking. Jeremiah chapter 10, start at verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Right there. And tell them there's even a Christmas song that they sing. They sing Deck the Halls. You know, these people, especially nowadays, they get their trees from the forest and they start decking it with silver and gold. Show them that right there. Show them that. But of all, let them know if you feel uncomfortable, just say, look, religion and politics, we don't deal with that at the workplace. Are they asking you, are you African because you're dark skinned? You know. Khan, Prince of One West. Khan. I've said that too. Judeo-Christian. Just say that. I'm a Judeo-Christian. A Jew that believes in Jesus Christ. Well, when they ask you, when they ask you, right, it is the winter. You're in Minnesota. It's crazy that the women that you work with, are a bunch of whores. They like to dress scantily clad at work. But just tell them, say, well, I like to dress in modest apparel. Simple. Say, I like to dress modest. You could tell that this place is a land of confusion. A woman can't even dress modestly without getting the third degree. Girl, why ain't you got your booty showing? And that's how most women think. Like, you're not going to show any cleavage? That's crazy. That's crazy. This place is it's so confused, man. A sister can't even dress modestly without the third degree, But yeah, the Judeo-Christian is a really good one. A Judeo-Christian, that's a really good one to say, if ever asked, Use wisdom. Don't go to work and tell your boss he's the devil and you're going into slavery. What? Yeah, sis. You missed them. I sent you the link to the live stream last Shabbat. Any brothers and sisters got any more questions, put them in the chat. But also, Sister Marissa, check this out. If you feel like you can, reach, the Most High put it on your spirit to probably reach a couple people at your job, then, that's when you want to expound on some things. If it's somebody that you trust enough, to be able to, show them this faith. You ain't got to go too in depth, but kind of show them some basics of the faith. You know, you trust them enough to do that, then do that. You know, because look, your main job, Ephesians 4:1. Let's get it. This is your main job right here. We know what we do for money, you know, and to pay bills. The main job is this calling. Ephesians 4:1. I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called. Vocation meaning your occupation. Your occupation is spreading this gospel. So if there's somebody you can reach at your job by, you know, you already letting your light shine, but there's going to be people that see that light and they're going to be drawn to it, not in a negative way to give you the third degree about why you dress modestly, but in a positive way. They're going to want to know more. And that's when you plant that seed and do a little watering and allow the Most High to give it increase. Right. Prince of One West, right. Satan keeping them warm. This sister live in Minnesota. And they got, you know, cleavage showing, you know, no stockings, mini skirt. It's crazy. You know, maybe, you know, get a couple flyers from somebody, you know, that has some information on it, some literature you can pass to them, you know, if you feel comfortable doing that. And I've done that before. You know, I keep flyers with me. People I may meet at the grocery store, you know, or at the job, on the bus. You know, I hit them off with a flyer here and there, you know, when they ask certain questions. It's another reason why we got to order our conversation right. You know, we got to guide our conversation in righteousness, because you could say something that can spark interest also. You say it. Yeah, sis. It's about getting them to think, you know. But again, our people, they got so much they're dealing with, you know. A lot of time, our people's thoughts are so convoluted, you know, that even the smallest basic things about this faith they can't comprehend. Zion, Shalom, Ashar Shabbat. Hasn't came yet. It's a little delay. Okay, brother, I still need those books from you. The names. Oh, Khan. Yeah. I'm gonna get that to you, sis. I'm gonna get that to you. Khan, I got you. You've had some unexcused absences from class, so you missed out on those lessons. You ain't send a note or nothing. Make sure your mom Send a note to the register letting us know why you was absent from class. But yeah, if you're just joining us, we got a few more minutes here on this, Shabbat Q&A. If you got any questions, put them in the comment section. What do I hit at the gate? 2900, right? The brother was coming through the gate. Now I hit the wrong number. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the comment box. Well, again, family, got any questions? We got a few more minutes. If not, we're going to get ready to close out.
Are you still going to do the lesson?
Yeah, Khan, sis. That's something I got with one of the elders about. And so I'll be reminding him to send me a little bit more information about that. And so, he's real busy. So, he once he gives me that more information, I'll be able to go over that. So, and I'll also get with one of the chief priests amongst AOC and talk to them about it. But it's one of those things that right now I don't have the understanding to explain it, only the understanding to understand it, if that makes sense. So I definitely will go. Actually, let me see something real quick. Let me see something. Now I don't have that exchange between me and the elder, but I'm gonna remind him about it. And like I said, I'll reach out to Shara. Yeah, I got you, King. I got you, brother. I got you. I got you. I got you, man. I won't forget, brother. But yeah, I'm a But yeah, if we don't have any more questions, I'm gonna get ready to close out. you brothers and sisters have a wonderful Shabbat. Most high willing. I'll see you all. Hold up, let me put something up so everybody. The number to our Friday night call, if brothers and sisters would like to hop on, let me put that in the chat really quick. Because we have Friday night classes. I know we haven't been having them the last couple of weeks, but we're gonna get back on them heavy doing our AOC Friday night classes. So that number is 412-729-2015. There's no code to get in. You just call and you'll be connected. And we do those every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And it's just another chance to connect with us and increase your learning. If you don't have a regular school that you attend and you learn from, feel free to come learn with us. We just ask that you come in the spirit of respect. So I just put the number in the chat. And like I said, I'll be speaking to brothers and sisters soon. Shalom.